Folks, welcome back. This is Chris in central Pennsylvania with, unfortunately, more bad news for South Africa and South Africans. ArcelorMittal South Africa will be closing steel plants, leading to more deindustrialization.
Welcome back once again. This is Chris Report, and he assured me that since Simonstown and Boulders. Folks, this is Chris Wyatt reporting from South Africa.
Now, there are several culprits in the demise of the ArcelorMittal South Africa, or AMSA, steel production and the closing of steel plants in Vereeniging and Newcastle factories. Number one, competition from cheap Chinese steel imports, which are undercutting the price of steel in South Africa. Second thing, load shedding has cost ArcelorMittal a lot of money and production time when they couldn't get electricity, so they had to shut down, driving up the costs as the plants had to seek alternative electricity sources at higher prices. Third reason, Transnet's unreliability. The plants were heavily dependent on rail services for deliveries of raw materials. According to the company, 91% of the iron ore and 100% of the coking coal consumed at its Newcastle and Vanderbijl Park plants used to come by freight rail. However, owing to the disastrous state of the rails, ArcelorMittal had to turn to road deliveries, which are much more expensive for raw material.
Every one of these cables is cut. Every one, for kilometers. All the way through here. It's crazy. Total destruction. Swing around the other side and face the other direction. Every cable. So this is a rail line that was built that can't be used. Utterly useless. Welcome to South Africa in the 21st century.
Fourth, steel consumption across South Africa has declined by 30% from 8 years ago. And fifth, the ANC's lack of interest in saving the plants also played a role. ArcelorMittal CEO Cobus Fasta said his team had been in talks with the Department of Trade, Industry, and Competition, DTIC, since December of 2023 to find ways of averting the closure of steel operations. But it was not until November 19th of 2024, almost a year later, that Parks Tau finally woke up when he sent a letter to the company requesting an urgent meeting with the management. But by then it was too late. According to a media source, the meeting didn't go well. Tal didn't even pitch up for the meeting he requested in the first place. It's like the government didn't take ArcelorMittal's plea seriously. I'd have to agree. No, it did not go well, and no, the ANC doesn't care. With no grift to be had, why move with alacrity? Since informing DTIC in December 2024 of the need to shut down, Firster claims that there has been no feedback from the government. Left with no options, ArcelorMittal informed shareholders and the public of the decision to shut down the two plants on January 6, 2025. Investors reacted predictably, abandoning the stock trade on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange. ArcelorMittal's share price on the JSE finished 27.3% lower after the news broke, shaving R1 billion off of the company's value on the stock exchange in a single day. Now, losses per share for the year to end December 2024 will likely come in significantly higher at over 4 Rand versus 1.7 Rand a year ago. Closing the plants will not be cheap. Funding retrenchment packages for workers will cost the company nearly 3 billion Rand. AMSA said its share of the South African market will drop from just over 50% to about 40% when they cut 1 million tons of annual long steel production from these two plants. Now, the National Union of Metal Workers of South Africa, or NUMSA, said it would do everything in its power to oppose retrenchments and save jobs. Well, good luck with that. These plants are losing money. They're running at a 30-35% loss on everything they produce. No one can stay in business like that, except a communist state. For his part, Minister Parks Tau said the news was of concern. As it is noted in the AMPS announcements, the government tried to intervene and salvage the situation, but that was not sufficient. According to a response to questions, that's what he said. Only that's not true. The ANC did not intervene in good faith or with alacrity. The ANC made these factories uncompetitive with its destruction of Transnet and Eskom driving up operating costs and then refusing to do anything to save the plants. Now, folks, don't get me wrong. I'm not in favor of subsidies or punitive tariffs. As a free market capitalist, I find both to be counterproductive. However, the ANC-run parastatals owe AMSA a lot of money because of their incompetence. Ultimately, it's people and communities that will suffer. The loss of approximately 3,500 jobs will be devastating in this region, and it leads to reduced industrial capacity at a significant level. inaction and unfair competition from a BRICS partner, which once more exposes the lie that BRICS is good for South Africans. Well, what say you, South Africa? This is bad news. Happy New Year.